live now from Arizona Stadium in Tucson, Arizona for a Pac-10 encounter between traditional rivals Arizona State and the University of Arizona Wildcats. Our current score late in the first quarter, the Wildcats of Arizona lead 7-0, 23 seconds remaining in the first quarter. It has been a teeter-totter battle thus far. The Arizona State Wildcats took the opening kickoff on a sharp passing from Jeff Van Raphorst, drove to a first down and goal at the 4-yard line. But Darrell Harris got the handoff on first and goal from the 4, and for only the 4th time this year, the Arizona State Sun Devils fumbled. Take a look at it, Pat Hayden, as we look inside the 4-yard line.
You see strong safety Chuck Cecil, number 6. He's the one who got the first helmet on the ball, and Arizona State has not fumbled the ball this year. Only 3 fumbles. Actually, that's their 4th of the year, and that's a big turnover. Arizona came right back down the field.
Alfred Jenkins got the nod at starting quarterback, and on 1st and 10, he rolled out to his left, looked deep for Derek Hill, number 82, and found the sophomore from Carson, California, for a gain of 61 yards. That was over the head of Jeff Joseph, number 9. On 3rd and 4, it was Jenkins to his tiny tailback, David Adams, for 18 yards and a touchdown.
And a nice call, a screen pass inside the 20-yard. Now watch the cutback of David Adams. Off the right foot, the plant right back inside. There's a big hole in the middle. Then he kind of breaks through one tackle into the end zone for the only touchdown.
That was a 97-yard drive, and it took only 6 plays. The key pass, of course, was the 61-yarder that set up the Jenkins touchdown to put the Wildcats of Arizona on top of ASU 7-0. Then Jeff Van Raphorst, the senior quarterback, got the ball back late in the first period. And Van Raphorst had a ball intercepted by James DeVoe, only the 3rd interception for him since the 3rd game of the year. The Wildcats of Arizona took over, and they did so just as we came on the air and just as the first quarter was coming to an end, with Arizona leading by a 7-0 count. So we had a thrilling ball game in the Big Ten, and Michigan, of course, is now set to go to the Rose Bowl. They will take on Arizona State, but the Wildcats still have a lot in mind. Good afternoon, everybody, and a delayed hello from Tucson, Arizona. I'm Vern Lundquist along with Pat Hayden. This has been one of those unknown rivalries, Pat, that perhaps today will get a lot of attention.
Well, I think it's one of the great unknown rivalries in the country in college football, but Arizona State is a team that's well coached by John Cooper, stressing fundamentals and defense and special teams.
Now, Arizona comes in with a 7-2 record. They still have a bowl bid in hand, we expect, at the end of this afternoon. They could wind up with a 10-2 mark, and they have a lot to play for today.
Well, there's a lot of national pride, obviously. They could have their first 10-win season, their first finish in the top 10. It's very important for them to beat this team, the other Arizona team that's gone to the Rose Bowl.
We have, and you will see this develop throughout the afternoon, an interesting contrast in these two teams. Arizona State comes in with the best punt returning outfit in the United States, and the Wildcats of Arizona under Larry Smith have developed punt blocking to an art.
It's the best punt blocking team you're ever going to see. They have blocked 23 punts, 23 times since 1982, nearly blocked one in the first quarter, and they're going after it all day today.
And as we get set for the second quarter of play, the Wildcats of ASU, after a 17-yard 3rd down pass completion, have a first down at the 45. This is Alfred Jenkins, senior quarterback, across the middle. Jeff Fairholm out of Toronto, Canada, and it's a first down, Arizona at the 30-yard line of ASU.
Alfred Jenkins got off to a good first quarter. That's what Larry Smith wanted, because he wasn't even certain he was going to start Alfred Jenkins all week long. In their last game, as a matter of fact, he started this backup quarterback. So he wanted to have Alfred Jenkins have success early. He completed a deep pass and a couple of shorter passes, and of course the touchdown pass. So Jenkins is feeling good and confident about himself right now. 5 of 9 for 117 early in the second quarter. 7-0 Arizona leads. Splitbacks on first down from the 30, and Jenkins will throw. Goes left side, man open, inbounds, out of bounds. Yes, it's a completed pass. Kip Lewis, number 9. This was part of Arizona's strategy. Throw short, crisp passes to give Jenkins a little confidence, and because Arizona State has a tendency to play loose. You see the defensive back actually get his shoulders turned. Kip Lewis makes a nice job of concentrating on the ball and then getting a foot in. But again, Arizona's strategy, both offensively and defensively thus far, has been successful.
That is John Cooper, the Arizona State coach, who had never been in this facility until about 2.5 hours ago. He had never stepped foot inside of Arizona Stadium. Chris McLemore in at a running back spot for the Wildcats on 1st and 10. 19-yard line. Arizona leads ASU 7-0. McLemore inside the 10. First and goal, I think. See where the spot is. Scott Stephen, number 90, made the tackle.
You know, for most football teams, the fullback position is kind of almost a wasted position. They don't get much production out of it. But for the Arizona Wildcats, they use 3 different fullbacks and get a lot of production. McLemore, number 20, is the best runner of the 3.
They will bring the chain in to see if he got the first down, and if so, it would be a first and goal. McLemore, one of 24 seniors suiting up for the Wildcats of Arizona. 20 seniors for ASU here. About that much.
This was an audible by Alfred Jenkins, but watch the block of the left guard, number 50, as Valvachekis. Does a nice job of sealing his man to the inside. Good audible because the man was slanted that way, and McLemore just kind of picked his way down to the 9-yard line. Give some credit to both quarterback Jenkins and the guard Vachekis.
On second down and about 4 inches, Art Greathouse has joined Chris McLemore in the backfield. Jenkins, the sometimes nervous senior quarterback. He really tends to get upset at things, but he has had a steady hand here in the first quarter, and he's in the cockpit now. Second and about 4 inches. McLemore again to the 5-yard line. First and goal, Arizona.
You know, I like to see that. Same play. If you're successful running it, which they did in the previous play, they came right back and ran it again. I think that's good coaching. And if you were the linebacker from Arizona State, this is what you're going to see. Some big old horses coming right at you. Number 57 is Stacy Harvey. He gets blocked by Greathouse, the halfback, who did a nice job of isolation block on the linebacker. That freed McLemore for the first down.
Larry Smith, now in his 7th year at the University of Arizona. He was an assistant to Jim Young here for a couple of years in the early 70s. High formation. Art Greathouse. Touchdown, Arizona.
I really like the play calling here of the Wildcats. They have really mixed it up beautifully.
Gary Costin is on to try the extra point. He is perfect 27 of 27 this year. Make it 28 of 28. A 73-yard drive, 11 plays, and a freshman gets the TD. You
know, 2 previous plays, Arizona went to their left. This time they come right back with the same play to the right side. This time the halfback, though, Greathouse is carrying the ball. Only a freshman, but he dives in for the score. But they changed the place. They went left twice with the same play, then came right back to the right side, and Greathouse scored.
We'll return to Arizona Stadium in Tucson, Arizona, after this word from your local station.
This is CBS.
Are rip-offs, scams, even organized crime on the flip side of the record business?
There are operations that we estimate might account for as high as 100,000 counterfeit cassettes per week.
Channel 10 investigates rip-offs in the recording industry on Channel 10 News, the way it is.
On Magnum, an adult rivalry makes the game of basketball more than just child's play.
And I don't need you or your team or your crummy game.
Magnum, Monday at 4:30.
The J-Team versus the other guys. No one knows more about oil, lube, and fluid service than the J-Team. The other guys might think they know it all. The J-Team changes your oil with Pennzoil and gives you 14-point fluid service in 10 minutes. The other guys could tie you up all day. The J-Team is courteous, works clean, and will even hand you coffee. The other guys love to hand you the bill. Coast to coast, come to Jiffy Lube for complete 14-point service.
Now is the time for pre-winter fluid maintenance at Jiffy Lube.
Divorce Court, the best fights on TV, weekdays at 4.
13:31 to go first half. Arizona has jumped out to a 2-touchdown lead over the ASU Sun Devils. That last drive, 73 yards in 11 plays. The freshman Art Greathouse got it from 5 yards out, and it took a quick 2 minutes and 52 seconds. Jeff Balder, number 19, will kick off for the Wildcats. Channing Williams and Bruce Hill are deep. Short kick. Very short kick. Taken at the 25. Chris Garrett. Arizona leading 14-0, and they have been murder on ASU the last 4 years. And those you see start 28-18 and 82. And last year, 16-13, both of those wins knocked the Sun Devils out of the Rose Bowl.
And 3 of those games were decided by the kicker for Arizona, Max Sendejas. I think special teams is really going to be the key here today as well.
The Sun Devils of ASU aren't going to get knocked out of the Rose Bowl this year. They are in, but they would like to go in as one of only 3 unbeaten teams in the country. Van Raphorst, left side. Caught by Jeff Gallimore, the tight end, and then Byron Evans, number 48, makes the tackle.
Well, Arizona State gets a lot of production out of their tight end position. You saw Gallimore, that was his 21st catch of the year. He's got 4 touchdown catches. They really try to incorporate him. And as a quarterback, it's an easy throw. Your tight end is a big target. He's generally right in front of you, and it's a safe, easy throw.
Michigan knocks off Ohio State. We trust you saw that. Arkansas leading SMU at the half. And Washington State scoreless first quarter, 2nd down and 1. ASU. Van Raphorst on the half roll. That's a first down for the Sun Devils at the 42-yard line. Catch is made by Bruce Hill, number 29.
With big cushion here for Bruce Hill. Martin Rudolph is number 27. Is actually out of the screen virtually. You can't see him. That is too big a cushion. Van Raphorst is pretty good on the corner when he's out rolling out. Takes a long time for Bruce Hill to come out of his break, but Van Raphorst got the ball there on time for the easy completion. Arizona State feels like they have to throw the ball today. They're not going to win running the football against this Arizona defense.
Arizona is yielding only 82 yards per game against the run. There's motion and flags.
Like
before the snap.
Stan Mathaeli, number 99, was a little bit anxious.
Referee today is James Springer. His dad, Jack Springer, a longtime Pac-10 official, was inducted into the Hall of Fame last week.
Dead ball, false start, offense, first down.
That'll be a first down and 15, 12:40 to go in the first half. Once again, we are live at Arizona Stadium. Second largest crowd ever here, better than 58,000. It seats only 57. I'm Vern Lundquist along with Pat Hayden. And Arizona leads 14-0. ASU now has a first down and 15. Kevin Thomas, the senior center, over the ball. Channing Williams, the fullback, number 44. And not for much as Byron Evans is in the middle of it all. Let's get you up to speed on how we got to where we are. While many of you were watching Michigan-Ohio State, Alfred Jenkins hit David Adams for an 18-yard pass to give Arizona a 7-0 lead. And then early in the second quarter to cap a 73-yard drive, the freshman, true freshman, Art Greathouse, a 5-yard touchdown run, and it's 14-0. And the Sun Devils have been bothered by 2 turnovers here in the first half. Second down and 14, and the senior Jeff Van Raphorst goes back to throw. Across the middle, caught. That's the tight end Stein Koss, a senior from Durango, Colorado, and the tackle made by Brent Wood.
Vernon, I think this is about the 4th time that Arizona State has come up in a 3rd and long. This time it looks like it's about 3rd and 8. Remarkable record over the last 4 conference games. Arizona State has only faced 3rd and 8 7 times. So Arizona's defense obviously has put them in an uncomfortable position, one they're not used to.
And those 7 3rd and longs were against UCLA, USC, Washington, and California. And this is the 4th time in this game, 3rd and long. Van Raphorst caught. Aaron Cox, that is the 3rd catch of the game for the wide receiver who's tackled by Danny Lockett. And Cox, a junior from Los Angeles, is en route to a big start.
Arizona State felt they could get their wide receivers on crossing patterns over the middle. They thought there was a big gap between the linebackers and the defensive backs. Cox is just going to run a simple in route. The linebacker's about 5 or 6 yards ahead of him, but makes a nice catch. The free safety, Hardy, is way deep in a good little gap there by Cox, but he caught that with 2 hands there. Terrific catch.
3 catches for 71 yards for Cox. A first down for ASU at the Arizona 29. Split back. Channing Williams, the fullback. Boy, we were told yesterday they will not beat us. They being Arizona State, us being Arizona, they will not beat us on the ground.
Well, Chris Allen, the defensive coordinator from Arizona, is going to commit 8, sometimes 9 players to stop the run. They want Jeff Van Raphorst to have to carry the load, to have to beat him. Because the way Arizona State has been undefeated this year, they have a huge offensive line, and they play mash football. They gain 4 or 5 yards running the football on first down and second down, and end up in a lot of third and seconds.
As a matter of fact, that may be one of the better offensive lines in college football, that of ASU. 2nd and 12, and the draw play. Darrell Harris, Chuck Cecil, junior strong safety, makes the tackle. And again, for the 5th time in this game, it's going to be 3rd and more than 5. 3rd and 7. Stanford and California in the big game. Stanford got the band back. Baylor leading Texas 18-7. And final, Clemson and South Carolina tie at 21 all. Cox, Garrett, and Bruce Hill in at wide receivers now. Garrett wide to the bottom of your screen. Van Raphorst, good protection. Now he's got the option to run or throw, and he'll run it. And that should be enough for the first down.
Well, that's the 2nd time Van Raphorst on 3rd down has run for the first down. He did a real nice job in the first quarter, actually, of converting all 5 third down attempts, either passing or running.
By the way, the man you're looking at on that last pass to Aaron Cox surpassed Danny White to become the all-time passing leader in Arizona State Sun Devil history. Unfortunately, Danny White didn't get to see that because he's at 37,000 feet heading for Washington, D.C.
I'm not sure he wants to see his record broken.
That's right. 1st and 10, 14-0 Arizona leads. Nice play fake. Van Raphorst off balance, almost picked off. Oh, Byron Evans had both hands on it. And Evans, Pat, is an interesting story. He's a kid who grew up in the shadow of Sun Devil Stadium and wanted to play football for ASU, but was told, we don't have a scholarship for you.
And he has been a thorn in their side for the past 4 years. The leading tackler on their team, finalist for the Butkus Award. I mean, he's almost like a halfback. He's very light on his feet, but he's 225 pounds. Does a great job of reading the quarterback's eyes as he did there, and can really run. Can run people down from behind.
2nd down and 10 from just inside the 19-yard line. Backs are in the I formation. Pitch out. Darrell Harris comes to the right side, inside the 15 near the 14. That was made by Jim Birmingham, number 59.
When Arizona State does run, though, Vern, they're going to run to the side of their 2 All-Americans who are named Danny Villa, number 73, and Randall McDaniel. They play side by side. Two All-Americans on the weak side of their offensive line.
And again, Pat, a 3rd and long, 6th time, better than 3rd and 5. As you see other scores roll up, and Jim Nance will be along with the College Football Report at halftime, Prudential College Football Report. We're 8.5 before the half. It's 14-0 Arizona. Here's Van Raphorst to throw. Lobs it out, caught. Now let's see where the spot is. It'll be good enough for a 1st and goal as Bruce Hill makes the catch.
You know, on that same pass pattern, Arizona State beat UCLA. He caught that against USC as well, Bruce Hill did. They just try to they run the same routes. John Cooper's philosophy offensively is be basic. They try to change up the formation a little bit, but you're going to see the same routes, the out route there by Bruce Hill.
Had 5 of his seasonal 22 catches last week. And there's the sign that the Arizona State Sun Devils are bound for the Rose Bowl. 1st and goal, ASU down 14-0 with 8:13 to go in the half. Ball at the 7, split backs. Van Raphorst. Incomplete left side. Intended for Chris Garrett.
You know, his defending there is James DeBow, number 38. Now, he had an interception earlier in the ball game, but he is the man that Arizona State feels that they can work on. And it's funny because we did the UCLA game. UCLA felt they could work on DeBow, as did USC. USC beat him for a long touchdown, but he played real well against UCLA, and he's got an interception thus far today. He has met the challenge.
Be a 2nd down. Bruce Hill brings the play in from John Cooper's bench. 2nd down and goal from the 7 with 8:03 to go, first half. 14-0, Arizona leads. Play fake. Van Raphorst, man wide open, touchdown. That is Chris Garrett, a sophomore from St. Paul, Minnesota.
James DeVoe. Top right of the screen, you're going to see James DeVoe, number 38, the man we just saw defend Garrett so well, but he's going to get turned completely around. It's going to be the same route, really, the same corner route. And he's 4 or 5 steps behind, just does not react quick enough and drive on the ball. So Arizona State's game plan of working on DeVoe that time certainly paid dividends.
Kent Bostrom to kick the extra point. He's missed 3 this year, but doesn't miss this one. And the Sun Devils of Arizona State have shaved the lead in half.
Just when you need it most, Toyota introduces a roomy new kind of getaway car, the versatile new Toyota Corolla FX16. The all-new FX16 slips through traffic that snarls other cars. 16-valve quick, tires that stick, 4-wheel disc equipped. The gutsy new Toyota FX16. What a way to get away from it all. Who could ask for anything more?
Today's Equitable has new life insurance ideas that can provide money for a secure and comfortable retirement. Today's Equitable, your key to financial opportunity. We have new kinds of insurance that do more than just protect your family. They can help you earn the money for your new home. Today's Equitable, your key to financial opportunity. Our new insurance ideas can do a lot for you. Talk to us. Your key to financial opportunity.
Tomorrow, 2 teams hot on the playoff hunt. The Cowboys battle the Redskins, and a fierce rivalry grows fiercer. Doubleheader action starts with the NFL today on CBS Sports.
We've got a great rivalry coming up here. Arizona and Arizona State 14-7 with just under 8 minutes to go. And as you just saw, coming up tomorrow, Green Bay versus Chicago. That's the oldest rivalry in the National Football League. And then that Dallas-Washington game, that's about as heated as they come.
What do you like in that one?
I like the... You're going to put me on the spot.
Yeah, I know.
Redskins play pretty well at home.
They sure do.
Dallas has won the last 3. How about if I be ambivalent?
I like the Redskins.
I live in Dallas. That kick out of bounds, that'll be a delay of game call, and they'll bring it back. Arizona State has had kickoff problems this year, and Mike Shue, who is the punter, is doing the chores today, but they've really been hobbled by short kickoffs.
You're absolutely right, but I've never seen 2 head coaches spend more time on special teams than John Cooper and Larry Smith. I mean, maybe Don James at Washington has had something to do with that. When he came here 12 years ago into the Pac-10, he's put a tremendous emphasis on it. But these teams really spend an inordinate amount of time on special teams.
There's Larry Smith.
I think he's one of the best college coaches in the land.
Graduate of Bowling Green in 1962, and then was a high school coach in Lima, Ohio, up there for a while. The only coach in Arizona history to win 7 or more games 4 straight years, and they're back in a bowl again this year for the 2nd year in a row. They were in the Sun Bowl last year, and of course the bowls can't be officially offered until tonight, but there's some guy running around here with a lei around his neck, and I assume he's not from Corpus Christi, Texas.
Pretty good chance they're going to the Aloha Bowl.
I think they'll be going to the Aloha Bowl. Here's the kick by Mike Shue.
He does it right that time, yeah.
Yeah. So much for the short kick philosophy. There's another flag down as we had a battle break out near the 30-yard line.
John Peters, number 10 for the Wildcats, hits somebody.
Well, we come to you in Tucson, and of course it's the 2nd largest city in the state of Arizona. This has become the 3rd largest gathering of people in one place. 58,267. We surpassed Flagstaff. And they were here early and loudly.
You know, when you look at different rivalries, we talked about it being a day of rivalry, and again, people don't understand this much. I grew up in Los Angeles with SC and UCLA, and LA is such a big place, a big city, and big population that there isn't as much significance, I think, to this one. I mean, the fans really get into this one. It's a 365-day-a-year rivalry.
Here's the penalty being marked off by James Springer.
Dead ball, personal foul on the return team. Players ejected. First and 20.
I believe that was number 10, John Peters, who was ejected because I saw him take a late hit on one of the Arizona State players. It was way away from the ball. Stupid penalty.
We will get confirmation from the Arizona bench. Of course, in college ball, they don't identify the culprit, but in this case, we're going to find out. Got our sleuth, John Dockery, down there on the sideline. Here's Jenkins from his own 2 across the middle, caught. And Vince Lottie, the tight end. They don't go to the tight end much with the Wildcat offensive scheme.
Contrasting styles. We talked about Arizona State using theirs. And Vince Lottie, that's only his 9th catch of the year. Again, what Arizona needs to do here, again, is just keep throwing those short routes to the outside, which they've had some early success on, and getting the ball in the hands of David Adams, number 2, their tailback, who had a very good first quarter.
Alfred Jenkins, 7 of 11 throwing the ball, and we'll develop his story a little more completely as the game evolves. Here's Derek Hill in motion, number 82. Jenkins will hand it off to a 5'6", 170-pound tailback, David Adams, and that's good for the first down at the 31. Anthony Parker makes the tackle.
You know, some small backs waste a lot of motion dancing around in the hole. The thing you like about David Adams, when he gets the ball, he is going through the line of scrimmage. I mean, again, he is 5'6". Sometimes when you're a linebacker on the opposition, you don't see him till he's right on top of you. A great cutback runner, too, is David Adams.
1,035 yards coming in. He is the Pac-10 leader on the ground, and is just having a sensational senior season. It's first down and 10, 14-7 with 6:50 to go in the first half. Split-backs behind Alfred Jenkins. Art Greathouse, number 40. Oh, what an opening he got on the right side. Huge hole. Big run, 12 yards, first down.
You like what Arizona's doing. 3 wide receivers to spread the Sun Devil defense out. They're in a passing formation, split backs, and they run a little shot there to Greathouse over the right side. Same type of play they scored on. Greathouse scored on in the first quarter.
Frank Areola and Tom Lynch, numbers 67 and 68, opened the hole on that right side. And it's a first down and 10. Kip Lewis has brought the play in, and again, Pat, they go with a 3 wide receiver set. First and 10, Arizona with a 14-7 lead. 4-man rush by the Sun Devil defense. Jenkins in a little bit of trouble. And he scampers up near the 48-yard line.
But this is one of the things that Jenkins has done well today, which he didn't do well in their 2 losses. In the 2 losses, when they lost to USC and their other loss, he created turnovers. He forced the ball when somebody wasn't open. There you saw his receiver was taken away. He just took the ball down and scrambled for 4 yards.
He was really ill the week before Arizona played UCLA, and after that week was over, they gave him a physical, found out it was stress-related. He's a very nervous type, and finally Larry Smith made a quarterback change 2 weeks ago against Washington State. Jenkins did not start, had 2 great weeks of practice, and then was named as the starter here last night. This is David Adams. He runs into Saute Sapolu, number 94.
Boy, and Sapolo, number 94, read the count beautifully. I mean, nobody even touched him. He came right through one of the gaps there because he had gotten a bead on the snap count that Jenkins. Jenkins has a tendency to go on the same snap count, and sometimes defensive linemen get a rhythm of that and can shoot a gap very easily like he did there.
Sapolo, a sophomore from Long Beach, California. And that 4-man Sun Devil front comes up now, 3rd and 8. For Arizona from their own 45. And off left side, they run on 3rd and 8, and a flag goes to the ground as Stacy Harvey, number 57, makes the tackle on Charles Webb.
It's going to be a holding call, but that play, Arizona State has yet to stop. It's the same play they scored on, passing formation, and run the ball off tackle.
They'll be walking toward the south. There is a strong breeze coming from the north here in this absolutely gorgeous setting in Tucson.
You're right. When you think of the nice college stadiums across the land, and there are lots of them, believe me, and it's much different than pro stadiums, obviously, but this has to be one of the nicest college stadiums around.
Here's James Springer.
Illegal use of the hands, offense, 3rd down.
They walk it all the way back to the 40-yard line. Larry Smith prowling the sideline. said this is really a big game because they can turn a good season into a great season if they win. They have another game left. Their itinerary the next month or so would make a National Geographic photographer envious. They leave for Tokyo on Wednesday, where they play Stanford in the Mirage Bowl next weekend. Here's Adams out of the backfield. And he is trapped for a loss. Tackle is made by Scott Stephen, number 90.
That was the same play they scored the touchdown on earlier, though, but on a 3rd and 13, that's a tough call. It's very difficult to pick up the 13 yards. I think they were just trying to hope to give Adams a chance to perhaps break a tackle or two, and if he didn't get the first down, at least pick up 6 or 7.
Michigan will be in the Rose Bowl to take on Arizona State. And now kicking into the wind is Ruben Rodriguez. He has had only 17 kicks or 16 kicks returned this year for a total of 17 yards. And they've told him this week, hang it high, and boy does he. Way up in the air. And Anthony Parker, who leads the United States in punt returns with an average of better than 17 per carry, has to take a fair catch.
Gee, Da Vinci, you look wasted.
I've got to present the helicopter, the spiral staircase, and the parachute by 10 o'clock. I'll never get it together.
Lenny, relax. We'll make it look great with this Xerox desktop publisher. The workstation lets you create graphics and mix them with words. Then the laser printer prints everything out laser perfect.
Eat your heart out, Gutenberg.
Desktop publishing from Team Xerox. It brings out the genius in you.
From New York to California, from Texas to the Great Lakes, why are thousands flocking to Pure Later Courier for on-time pickups and deliveries? It's Roadrunner reliability. Your next overnight delivery, tell your secretary, beep, beep it. Tell your receptionist, beep, beep it. Tell your shipping clerk, beep, beep it. Call Pure Later Courier at 1-800-BEEP-BEEP. Hey, USA, your package is just a beep away.
Long-distance phone calls usually sound something like this. No more, because now there's the fiber optic sound quality of US Sprint that uses the same digital technology as the compact disc, so that every fiber optic call sounds like you're right next door. Call now, find out more, and save with America's largest fiber optic long-distance company, US Sprint.
3:43 to go in the first half. Arizona has a 14-7 lead. And there are 58,267 people here today, one of whom is our John Dockery. Let's go down to John now.
Thank you, Vern. Along the sidelines, there's not much room for anything. There's over 200 players suited up, bands and cheerleaders overflowing onto the field. As you saw, almost 60,000 people overflowing out of the stands. So the excitement is here along the sidelines. Now back up to you.
All right, John. Arizona State hasn't won here since 1980 when they defeated Arizona 44-7. They trail 14-7 right now, and they're undefeated this year. One tie, that was Washington State 21-all, third game of the year. Van Raphorst looks deep and lets it go. Double coverage, tipped and incomplete. Excellent downfield coverage from Chuck Cecil and Martin Rudolph. There's Rudolph, number 27.
Good defense there by Cecil and Martin Rudolph, number 27. The ball really should not have been thrown. You can see he's obviously very well covered. But Van Raphorst has a lot of confidence in his receivers. And sometimes as a quarterback, you have to give your receiver, if he's athletic enough, a chance, even in double coverage, to go up and get it.
And that'll make it 2nd down and 7. Jeff Van Raphorst's father, Dick, is here from El Cajon, California. He was a place kicker on the 61 Ohio State team that did not get to go to the Rose Bowl because of a vote of school officials. That's good for the first down. Catch is made by Chris Garrett, and then Gene Hardy makes the tackle. That's Garrett's second catch, number 85.
If you saw the play action fake there, the linebackers from Arizona play very deep, but they're going to move up in front, and there's going to be a little bit of a gap there for Chris Garrett. He's number 85, zone defense, finds a little hole and settles down. Big target, 6'4". He actually should be working toward the ball, because otherwise a free safety may knock that ball down.
Sun Devils fighting the clock before halftime, 3:15 to go. They trail 14-7. Van Raaphorst, play fake, looks across the middle, and a screen pass left side. But boy, that didn't work.
Look what I found.
George Hinkle, number 97.
He got blocked right into the tackle.
Like an Easter egg hunt.
Happy Thanksgiving. Danny Lockett, number 49, is right in the middle. He is normally an outside linebacker, but when Arizona State goes 2 tight ends, he lines up and he comes. Puts some pressure. The screen is pretty well set up, but Hinkle just kind of falls off a block. And a little early Christmas for George Hinkle.
That'll be a loss of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 14. Van Raaphorst now is 15 of 22 for 160 yards. He really has settled down. Now he's got to fight the clock, gets rid of the snap. That's good across the middle. They've used the tight end. This time it's Stein Koss, number 83. And that is short of the 1st down. Now for an update, let's go back to Jim Nance in New York.
All right, Vern, the Cougars of Washington State always give the Huskies problems. In fact, they've won 3 of the last 4 battles. And here, Washington State on 3rd and goal gives it to Ed Tingstad, who ties it up in the 2nd quarter. Let's go back to Vern and Pat.
Now, Washington State was actually the only team that tied Arizona State this year. Only blemish on the record.
They tied them 21 all. Arizona State, Pat, is 8 of 9 on 3rd down conversions in this game. Van Raaphorst. Now they're 9 out of 10. Jeff Gallimore, the senior tight end from Oxnard, California, number 87, is tackled by Boomer Gibson as Larry Smith looks on.
Well, Arizona State is really doing a nice job of using their tight ends and using the middle part of the field. The Arizona defense on the outside is trying to be concerned with the speed of the outside receivers. But Gallimore right there, number 87, the tight end, worked the middle of the field and came up with a big 1st down catch.
1st down at the 44 for Gallimore, 17 of 24 for 181 yards. And he'll throw again. They know they can't run on this Wildcat defense, except when they have to scramble.
Oh,
what a pop.
Ouch. Ouch. James DeBow put the hit on.
Timeout called. And John Cooper a little upset on the sideline.
The linebackers from Arizona play very deep. You see them take 2 or 3 steps forward. They're always moving forward. But there's a little hole in there for the tight end and the outside receivers to work, which they've been very successful. This time, Van Raaphorst takes off and takes a shot right there in the ribs from James DeBow, number 38.
And they have stretched the chain to see whether or not Van Raaphorst got the 1st down. He was just short. Well, we got sad news for our man, John Dockery. Here's James Springer. Timeout has been called now by Arizona State. Final score, Penn wins 31-21, so that is the 5th Ivy League championship in succession for Penn. I say sad news for John Dockery. His alma mater, Harvard, once again did not win. And your alma mater, Southern Cal, didn't win the Pac-10, and my alma mater, TLC, finished 1-9. Back after this.
Today's Equitable has new ideas in financial planning that can help pay for the home you live in or build you a vacation home. Today's Equitable, your key to financial opportunity. Our new ideas not only protect you, but can help send your kids to college. Today's Equitable, your key to financial opportunity. Our agents and financial planners can show you new ways to make high returns on your money.
We are the Equitable.
Your key to financial opportunity.
Introducing the all-new Toyota Tercel for 1987. Simply more bang for the buck. Tercel for 87, Toyota's lowest priced car, now gives you explosive new styling, more power to pass with a new 12-valve fuel-efficient engine, and quality that has made Toyota Tercel more trouble-free than any other new car sold in its class. Drive it. You'll get a bang out of it.
Who could ask for anything more? Toyota.
On the NFL today, both teams have won 9 games. The Giants are hungry. The Bears are struggling. 2 playoff-bound teams with 2 different attitudes. Tomorrow on CBS Sports.
Hope it's nice where you are. It is terrific where we are. We are in Tucson, Arizona. Gorgeous blue skies, a crowd of 58,000 plus. Arizona Stadium with the Sun Devils of Arizona State trailing Arizona's Wildcats 14-7. 1:10 before halftime, 2nd and inches. They give it to the fullback, and he's stuffed.
Boy.
Dana Wells, number 37, the nose guard, made a fine play. Bring you up to date now. The first touchdown of the game came midway through the first quarter. Alfred Jenkins found David Adams for an 18-yard pass. That's set up by a 61-yard bomb to Derrick Hill. Arizona led 7-0. Then a 73-yard drive capped by a 5-yard Art Greathouse touchdown run, 14-0, early in the second quarter. Then the Sun Devils came back. Van Raphorst found his tight end Chris Garrett for a 7-yard touchdown toss midway through the second quarter. That's where we are. And down on the field, they marked, they stretched the chains and came up short again.
Dana Wells, the nose guard, number 37, he is so quick off the ball. Now, he's not going to match you up in strength, but he's very quick off the ball. Shot the gap there and made the stop. Arizona State has been very successful this year on third down.
He is a sophomore from Phoenix who came down to Tucson to play ball. 3rd and inches. Tailback, Darrell Harris. And if he got it, it's by a foot or two. It was Dana Wells with the tackle again. Clock less than a minute to go in the first half. First down. And on third down conversions now, 10 of 11 for Arizona State.
And Arizona State, without a huddle, is on the ball here, forcing the Arizona defense not to be able to make too many adjustments.
John Cooper looks on as his team has a first down and 10 with 41 seconds to go. Van Raphorst, right side. Gallimore, the tight end. But that's just to the 29-yard line, and he stays in bounds. Timeout is signaled by the sideline of ASU. And that is the second timeout that Arizona State has used. ASU calls time. They stop the clock with 31 seconds left in the half.
You might get caught out in the middle of nowhere with a dead battery, but I won't. This is a Delco maintenance-free battery, and when this green eye is showing, it means I've got all the starting power I need, up to 770 cranking amps. If you think your battery's fading fast, I'd start thinking Delco.
Now through January 3rd, get a $5 rebate on most Delco batteries. See a participating AC Delco retailer for details.
Never wait for trouble.
A simple country boy has simple needs. A house, a car, and the most advanced high-performance tires on the road.
Take me where this heart began. Love to ride the same good land that my daddy loved.
The Goodyear Eagle VR was developed out of a Formula One racing tire design, and that's important, even if you're just going next door.
Goodyear, take me home.
Sunday, the thrilling conclusion of their two-part mystery.
What do you mean, shush?
It's Jessica to the rescue when guest star Magnum gets framed for murder in a special Murder, She Wrote.
31 seconds remaining first half. Arizona State trails by 7. And the Sun Devils have one timeout left. Second down and 7 from the 30-yard line. Shotgun formation. Van Raphorst into double coverage. James DeBow defending. And it was over his head and incomplete. Intended for Chris Garrett.
One of the things Arizona State felt they could do in this part of the field, because Arizona plays a lot of double zone down here, was fake the flag route, the outside route, because the safeties play so much to the outside of the field, and then bring it back into the post for the touchdown.
There are good friends and rival coaches. Larry Smith and John Cooper looking on. 3rd and 7. 25 seconds to go in the half. 4-man rush by the Wildcats. Van Raphorst drills it. Man wide open. 1st and goal. Bruce Hill makes the catch, and Byron Evans the tackle. And Van Raphorst elects to use his final timeout. Goal. Arizona State will return to Arizona Stadium in Tucson after this word from your local station. Play fake. Look right. Tight end is open. Overthrown. He had his man in the end zone. Jeff Gallimore, number 87, was open.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jeff Gallimore got a real smack in the ribs after the ball was overthrown, but he was open. The problem was Van Raaphorst was not quite ready to throw when he came over quick. Right now, he should throw the ball. But Van Raaphorst wasn't ready, and then Rudolph, number 27, got a shot in the chops there.
Martin Rudolph is the man who got the hit on Jeff Gallimore.
Well, he is an integral part of their offense, as we've seen here in the first half.
He alternates with a tight end named Stein Koss. They have been used to run the plays in for a large part. Now timeout has been called by the officials. And we have 12 seconds to go first half. And goal with 8 seconds remaining.
I like the fade pattern down here, but I like when a quarterback intentionally underthrows the fade pattern, because the defensive back sees their receiver go upfield and immediately he's thinking fade. But if you can underthrow the ball, you're either going to get pass interference, or if you have an athletic guy like Cox, he can go up and get it. But you've got to keep the ball in the back of the end zone.
Good news for ASU fans. Jeff Gallimore is back in the lineup. Arizona State 11 of 12 on third down conversions. Third and goal from the 4. They trail by 7. Play fake. Good block. Incomplete. Intended for Stein Koss. Terrific rush by Kevin Singleton and Dana Wells. Dana Wells was right in his face.
Boy, I tell you, this is a tough pass for a quarterback rolling out to his left, and he's got to come back. Now, 83 is Stein Koss, the tight end. 84 is Kevin Singleton, who puts his hands up. Now, as long as he didn't hit him, he can do that. That is not pass interference, but the ball was overthrown because of the big rush.
That brings on Kent Bostrom, 14 of 18 for the year. A 21-yard field goal effort. It's good. As time expires at the end of the first half, ASU does not get the tying touchdown. They have to settle for 3. As the Sun Devils of ASU fall short on 3 tosses into the end zone. So at halftime, the Wildcats lead 14-10. Back right after this.
Penn State ends up 11-0. Of course, they take on Miami now in the Fiesta Bowl, and Temple. Paul Palmer's last game, big win over Rutgers. Weather forecast, clear and chilly tonight, lows in the 20s. Tomorrow, cloudy, chance of some rain. We'll have all the news tonight at 11. Join us.
Halftime in Tucson, Arizona, with the Arizona Wildcats up by 4 over the Arizona State Sun Devils, 14-10. 2 early touchdowns, a 14-0 Arizona lead. The Sun Devils came back and scored 10 unanswered points, and that means that Arizona leads by 4 at the half. It's now time to present this week's Toyota Leadership Award to the team players who've been singled out by their school's coaching and faculty staff for outstanding performance in the areas of team contributions, academics, and citizenship. Toyota's game leadership winners are Mark Tingstead from Arizona State. Mark is a sophomore business administration major from Spanaway, Washington, with a 3.28 grade point average. And Jeffrey Fairholm from Arizona. Jeffrey is a junior business administration major from Toronto, Canada, with a 3.35 grade point average. Toyota will donate a check in the amount of $1,000 to each school's general scholarship fund. Arizona leads Arizona State 14-10 at the half.
Introducing the limited edition Toyota 4x4s. They're loaded with extras, but you save money. Save on a chrome package. Save on sports striping. Save on sporty wheels. A chrome step bumper. Save up to $753. Save on a deluxe interior. AM/FM with cassette. And with Toyota's special factory-to-dealer incentives, you could save even more. Toyota, looking out for you by saving you money.
It's a Radio Shack Merry Christmas.
See, Grandma, Cuddly Cat's got a radio in his tummy. Grandpa, I bet Sad Puppy would cheer up if he had a good home.
This year, lots of Petable Portables are finding good homes because they're huggable outside with real radios inside. In fact, no home should be without one.
Thanks, Grandma.
Or 2.
Thanks, Grandpa.
Petable Portable Radios from $11.95, only at Radio Shack.
As befits one of the most intense rivalries in college athletics, only a 4-point difference between the two teams at halftime. Arizona leading Arizona State by a count of 14-10 here at Arizona Stadium in Tucson. Hi once again, everybody. Vern Lundquist along with Pat Hayden. Arizona State 9-0-1 coming in, Pat. favored by a little. They are not a team that turns it over much, and yet unexpectedly they did early in the game.
Only 11 turnovers all year. The critical one was the fumble. This was the opening drive. Darrell Harris, number 12, gets hit by Chuck Cecil, number 6, who comes in, puts his helmet right on the ball, and Hinkle recovered for the Wildcats.
That came on 1st and goal. There was a later interception, and both of those turnovers resulted in Arizona touchdowns and a 14-0 lead. The Arizona Wildcat defense comes in ranked number 4 in the country, and we saw an example of why in this first half.
And they said, the Arizona coaches said they were going to shut down Arizona State's rushing. They want Jeff Van Raaphorst to have to beat them. And here's your see. Well, watch how many blue jerseys around the ball. You're going to see 4 or 5 guys. Great team defense by the Wildcats. And Ben Raaphorst, though, really has answered the call.
He has, as a matter of fact, thrown for 210 in the first half. And as a result, ASU is back in this ball game, 14-10. We'll return to Arizona Stadium in Tucson after this message and a word from your local station.
It has something to cool your face.
Thanks. I needed that.
Something to soothe your face.
Thanks. I needed that.
Something to smooth your face.
Thanks. I needed that.
Something to tone, to tighten, to brace your face and help get you going.
Thanks. I needed that.
You're not finished shaving till you've used Skin Bracer Aftershave after every shave. It has what your face needs. Skin Bracer.
5 minutes.
The muffler shop, the transmission shop, the tune-up shop. None of them has this total car specialist, Mr. Goodwrench. Whatever's happening with your GM car, he can fix. Because he has more than just a shop, it's like a laboratory, equipped to diagnose any system in any GM car. And he's trained to understand the total automobile, not just parts. Mr. Goodwrench, the total car specialist. No one knows your GM car better. No one.
Who discovered electricity?
I think George Washington or one of the presidents did. The Pilgrims. Abraham Lincoln?
The most important thing to know about electricity is it's there when you need it. Your electric company makes sure.
This high-performance drink cleans your fuel system to help maintain peak performance. STP gas treatment, the high-performance drink for your car.
Shoe getting ready to kick off to open the third quarter as Arizona gets both the ball and the wind behind them. That's a good kick by Mike Shue, taking it to 6. Derek Hill back to the 15, 20, 30. It's a foot race.
The second big play for Derek Hill today. Arizona State has been kicking the ball short all year long. This one's on the 6-yard line. 57 yards later, Derek Hill gets caught, but it was so short the coverage overran him. He's got pretty good speed, but Jeff Joseph, number 9, runs him down from behind. It could very easily have been a touchdown, but he broke through there when the Arizona State people had overrun him. This is a short kick.
Sophomore from Carson, California. First down at the 25. Jeff Fairholm, the motion man. The handoff to David Adams. Cuts it back upfield and picks up a quick 5 yards. Adams now with 38 yards. He has rushed for more than 100 yards in 7 of the 9 games this year.
And he was really a factor in the first quarter. In the second quarter, he really wasn't much because Arizona State really controlled the ball an awful lot. A powerful runner, even though he is a small back. Mind you, a little bit of Joe Morris.
He was injured in the game against Colorado, 4th game of the year, had 26 yards in that game, and then played the entirety of the UCLA game, had 76 in that one. 2 weeks ago, 182 against Washington State. The fullback.
Oh, boy, he's trying to cut back.
Chris McLemore, close to the first down at the 21.
Well, that play was set up by the previous sweep play to David Adams, and it looked like the same kind of action. The quarterback came back and faked the pitch. The Arizona defense overran it, and McLemore was looking for the cutback all the way.
Short of the first down. Arizona State has been magnificent in the second half of games this year. They've allowed a total of only 31 points in the second half this year. That may be enough for the first down at the 15. Skip McClendon makes the tackle on McLemore.
You know, playing fullback in most places is a little bit like being vice president. Nobody really notices that you're around. But again, we've talked about Arizona's fullbacks. They've got 3 of them. They use them in kind of different ways.
Well, they'll call time and bring the chain across the field.
Boy, the big kickoff return by Derek Hill. Again, Larry Smith and John Cooper, both of these coaches, as they get the first, spend so much time on special teams. They expect you to win 2 or 3 ball games that way.
Skip McClendon, watch him on defense for ASU.
On the right side of the screen, he's going to come in and submarine McLemore. A good little gap. Now, he's an outside linebacker, really just took a hard rush inside, expecting the short run by the fullback.
Charles Webb is in at fullback now. 1st and 10, Arizona. Alfred Jenkins to throw for the 13th time. That is complete at the 13-yard line. John Horton, a senior from Tucson, his 20th catch of the season.
This was what Arizona wanted to do. The nice, safe, short routes because of soft coverage. John Horton, number 86, really has terrific speed. You have to respect it. So there's a big cushion there. Then he makes a terrific catch. Larry Smith, Arizona's coach, was really disappointed this season that he wasn't able to get Horton the ball much. It was only his 20th catch of the year.
Matter of fact, that has been one of the disappointments offensively for the entire Arizona coaching staff. They haven't utilized the wide receivers that much. That's Fairholm in motion, number 18. David Adams. That's down near the 6-yard line, and the need for the first down is just outside the 5. Sean Patterson makes the tackle.
Arizona's running an unbalanced line here, and they've got big old Jeff Reinhardt, number 60. Look at that. Nebraska, that's a surprise. Man.
That is.
Jeff Reinhardt, number 60, is ordinarily a tackle, was lined up at tight end there. All 318 pounds of them. Look at him. He hadn't missed too many meals.
That's a lot of tight end. That's a lot of tackle. That's a whole offensive line.
That's a large man. Yeah.
California leads Stanford and Baylor leading Texas, and we've got a 3rd and about a foot, and timeout has now been called. The Wildcats of Arizona use one of their 3. We'll return to Arizona Stadium in Tucson after this word from your local station.
This is CBS.
The time is coming when a powerful business tool will separate the winners from the losers.
Jack, good thing you called.
A tool known as the human voice.
We need to talk business.
The time is now, and businesses with the strongest voice already depend on Bell of Pennsylvania for unsurpassed quality and unmatched value in regional toll calls. VIP volume discounts with lower rates for heavy callers. Watch service for heavier callers and even lower rates. And 800 toll-free service to invite customer orders. Dial 1-800-THE-CALL for Bell of Pennsylvania business calling services and give your company a stronger voice for today and times to come.
On my way, honey. See you in about 11 seconds.
Bell of Pennsylvania. It pays to call on someone you know.
A Whiz Kid outsmarts Magnum Monday.
Arizona has a 3rd and about a foot just outside the 5. Alfred Jenkins is talking it over with Larry Smith. And they will go with David Adams and Chris McLemore in the backfield. 4 of 6 on 3rd down conversions. And a big 3rd down play here in the 3rd quarter. Derek Hill hurries off the field as they go with a power I set in the backfield. Fullback, touchdown! Chris McLemore. Fullback gets it on 3rd and a foot. After a 68-yard kickoff return officially, and Gary Costin will try the extra point. 21 and watch big Val Pacheco.
And he made a key block earlier in the ball game that sprung the running back for a touchdown. Number 50 in the left part of the screen. A little quick step around on the trap that allows McLemore to step right in behind him for the touchdown. But I tell you, Pacheco has thrown two big blocks for touchdowns. Another look at the offensive line of Arizona. And again, McLemore, a strong fullback, and breaks and tackles for you. This was all set up, though, by special teams, which Larry Smith, again, put so much emphasis on.
21-10, Arizona on top.
Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on.
From the low price of new Chevy S10EL, new towing power of Chevy Astro, new fuel-injected 350 V8 power available in every full-size Chevy, America knows nothing worries like a Chevy truck.
Entrepreneur, one who assumes the risks of business. Rockwell International managers have the entrepreneurial freedom to move through the maze of business challenges. With advanced technologies and innovative quality products, Rockwell International entrepreneurs get results.
Tomorrow, two teams hot on the playoff hunt. The Cowboys battle the Redskins, and a fierce rivalry grows fiercer. Doubleheader action starts with the NFL today on CBS Sports.
The vast majority of this crowd of 58,000 plus wearing the red of the University of Arizona. They're thrilled right now as the Wildcats go 26 yards in 6 plays following a 68-yard kickoff return, and they now lead 21-10, and Channing Williams will take the touchback and bring it out to the 20-yard line. Well, you have heard of multi-purpose stadiums. This one may be an all-timer. Not only people watching football here, people live in this stadium. And inside one of those stadium rooms at the south end, here's our guide, John Dockery.
Thank you, Vern. Not everybody has a ticket. As we said, they are tight. We're in here, and it's party time here in the dormitory. What's it like watching it in here?
Well, the TV screen isn't giving us the best reception, so we just listen to the walls to rock and let us know how the Cats are doing, and obviously they're doing great.
It is the worst reception I've seen. What about the Cats? All right. We're enjoying it here. Now back to you, Vern. We're enjoying something here.
I'll bet you that out of all those guys, Dockery's the first one back in the field because he's got a credential.
Because of Nielsen said?
Unless yeah. You see, that's the kind of thing the Nielsens don't count.
That's exactly right.
How many people are watching those sets?
No windows in that dorm room.
Those are not the most expensive dormitories on campus either. 2nd down and 8. Pass left side, caught by the tailback, Darrell Harris, in front of James DeBow, number 38. A 68-yard return by Derek Hill of the opening kickoff in the second half set up the touchdown, and McLemore got it from 6 yards out. 21-10.
One of the real advantages coming into this game for Arizona State was that huge offensive line they have. 2 tackles weighing 300 pounds, but being behind by this kind of score where you have to throw, you really take that advantage away from your team.
Now a 3rd down and 2 for the Sun Devils of ASU. Darren Tupper comes in, the fullback. ASU an amazing 11 of 13, and many of those, at least half of them, have been 3rd and 7 or 8. This is 3rd and 2. They come to the weak. Oh, Van Rapport's nice fake. Stein cost the tight end first down. What a fine fake by Jeff Van Rapport.
I really like that call. Stein cost the tight end. Has been open all day. Both tight ends have been. A terrific call because they had a little bit of success running to the left side of the offensive line. They faked it there. Van Rapport rolled around, picked up a nice block by one of his linemen, and found the tight end Koss.
There are 20 young men who play for John Cooper who have never defeated Arizona. They have lost the last 4 years in a row. And now they trail by 11 with a 1st and 10 and another play fake by Van Rapport. That's good. Aaron Cox, 4th catch of the day. And with that pass, Jeff Van Raphorst has set a season high in passing yardage.
The play-action fake, again, brings up Byron Evans and Brent Wood, the inside linebackers of Arizona. These are the guys that always are moving forward. Great protection. Aaron Cox, great speed on the crossing route. Felt they could run away from the defensive backs of Arizona, and that's just what happened. Good timing by Van Raphorst and Cox.
That was a 25-yard gain for Aaron Cox. Van Raphorst with a big day so far. Darrell Harris up the middle. And he's spilled at the 32-yard line by Chuck Cecil.
Good.
Nebraska leads by 10. The winner goes to the Orange Bowl. And the current standings have Oklahoma on top, but Nebraska would tie with Colorado. And actually, the procedure is the Orange Bowl would pick the team they want down in the Orange Bowl.
Unfortunately, Colorado got off to a slow start. A very difficult schedule early in the year for Colorado may cost them that bid.
One of Colorado's losses was to Arizona, 24-21, when they had a 21-0 lead. And now timeout is called by the Sun Devils as the 25-second clock is about to expire. So Jeff Van Raphorst, who now has 247 yards on the ground, comes over to talk to John Cooper. 9:48 to go, third quarter, 21-10. ASU trails.
Who says you can't have 100% imported hops and a less filling beer? Old world aging and a less filling beer. Smooth, super premium taste and a less filling beer. Michelob Light, the best of both worlds.
Michelob Light, oh yes you can. Have it all.
These are the hands of Mr. Goodwrench. Hands that work. Hands with the know-how to fix things. Hands that are strong and sure. Hands that are gentle, accurate. Hands that can almost see where the trouble is and how to make it right again. Hands of skill. Hands that care. The working hands of Mr. Goodwrench. And no one knows your GM car better. No one.
Hi, Andy. Ready for the history final?
History final? Is that today?
It sure is.
Let me borrow your notes, will you?
Hope you have your term paper finished.
Wait, I've forgotten which room it's in.
Is this Benson gonna kill you?
Keeping up with schoolwork isn't easy. That's why the computer more kids learn on is Apple.
Those young ladies are packing their bags and heading for Tokyo on Wednesday. Arizona plays Stanford there, and then they'll go to the Aloha Bowl in December. A lot of mileage. Here's Darrell Harris up the middle for ASU, 28-yard line. That's good for a first down. And again, ASU converts. This rivalry began in 1899, and the last 4 years have been all Arizona. 28-18 in 82, 17-15 in 83, 16-10 in 84, and last year, 16-13 after Arizona State had a 13-3 lead. It knocked ASU out of the Rose Bowl a year ago. They'll be there against Michigan this year. Van Raphorst, right side, man wide open. Aaron Cox is having a big day.
Man, and he turned Martin Rudolph around. There wasn't anybody within 10 yards of him. Again, the same play-action fake that we saw a little bit earlier that allows Van Raphorst a little bit more time. You see all the linemen going to the left, so the defense has to hang in there in the middle a little bit. Cox is wide open. 27 who's now coming in the picture is Rudolph. He was supposed to be covered a man for man, but Cox certainly got the better of him there.
Van Raphorst is a young man who got his start as a sophomore and had one game where he threw better than 500 yards, and the expectations of him as a consensus All-American grew then. He's having a very solid senior season. There's another pass complete, this time to Darren Tupper, the senior fullback, and that's down at the 12-yard line.
Well, again, but do you see how Arizona State is really mixing it up here? They're running the ball some. They've got some scissors action on the play-action fake. They've hit both Cost, the tight end. They've gone to Aaron Cox on the outside, and then Tupper out of the backfield. It's difficult to defend that because they're not just beating you with one guy.
John Cooper, 14 years an assistant coach before he got his first head job. That was at the University of Tulsa. He was there 7 years, where he won every year, and he is now in his second year at ASU. Darrell Harris, little stutter step, and he's down to the 10. Sometimes it takes a while for a man to get his shot at the head coaching job. Look at this. 2 years as an assistant at Iowa State. Then Tommy Prothro at Oregon State and UCLA. He worked under Pepper Rogers and Don Fambro at Kansas, then under Fran Kersey at Kentucky. 14 years he labored before John Cooper finally got his first shot as a head coach.
Coach of the Year 1986, well deserved by Cooper in his second year here. Really could very well have gone to the Rose Bowl a year ago too, his first 2 years.
Second down and 7. Van Raphorst. He overthrew a wide open Steinkoss at the 7-yard line.
But you see, he kind of half threw that downfield to Channing out of the backfield, then just changed his mind at mid-throw and tried to get the ball to Koss. I'll tell you what, though, yeah, he was looking for number 44, Channing Williams, down the middle there. But he was covered, tried to get the ball off to the tight end, and was way overthrown.
That's the first incompleted pass Van Raphorst has thrown in this half. And again, another 3rd and long. And amazingly, Arizona State is 12 of 14 on 3rd down conversions. They have the ball at the 11. They trail by that same number. No blitz. Gallimore. That's close for the first down at the 4 or 3.5. Byron Evans made the tackle.
I really like that play there because the 2 wide receivers were on the other side of the field, and the tight end and the fullback, Channing Williams. Channing Williams comes out of the backfield, clears it out, and then Gallimore right underneath it. The same play that Gallimore caught for a touchdown against Southern Cal and their big win over USC. Nice mixes of passes, though. They send the 2 wide receivers to the one side, work a combination route on that side, but then they come back to the tight end and the fullback on the weak side.
Here's a stretch of the chain. First and goal. 13 of 15 3rd down conversions. John Cooper, amazing. He sat last night. He said, if we can protect Jeff Van Raphorst, we feel like we've got a great shot to win. Well, they haven't sacked him yet. They have picked him off once. But he's having a big day with 267 yards so far. 2 fullbacks now. They call this the hog formation. Darren Tupper and Channing Williams are in the backfield. Handoff goes to Channing Williams for 1 or 2, and the ground yardage is tough against the Wildcats of Arizona.
You know, they've got another formation down here called the foot team, where Randall McDaniel, the left guard, pulls a refrigerator Perry routine and moves into the backfield. They've scored 6 touchdowns out of that formation this year. He's right there, number 62, named All-American this week.
They call it the foot formation because he's got a huge one.
Size 15.
Or actually, he's got 2 of them that are the same size.
Absolutely right. He's got a big old hook. He's got the big hands there, too.
He comes out. The hog formation stays in. They like to throw out of this formation as well. And Darren Tupper has always been a key receiver here. He's wearing number 48. They give it to Williams. That'll be short of the touchdown. Danny Lockett, number 49, makes the tackle.
Okay, now it's 3rd down. They have 2 shots. I think they need a touchdown for momentum purposes. I believe they will take 2 shots if they don't score here to get the ball into the end zone. And here comes McDaniel, I think, for the backfield.
Well, McDaniel comes in, and he will line up in the foot formation. That's F-O-O-T.
6 touchdowns from this formation for him.
And he will take on a linebacker. 3rd and goal. They go right. They cut back left. They'll have to try it again if they want 7.
I think you have to go for the touchdown right here. I really believe Arizona State, from a momentum standpoint, they're already in the Rose Bowl, so you might as well go for the 7. And again, I think if the running back had followed McDaniel there, he would have followed him right into the end zone because McDaniel was about 4 yards in.
Williams started right and came back left. Crowd gets with it. It'll be 4th and a yard. Here's the last play. Watch McDaniel, number 62.
He's lined up at fullback. He's going to get right into the end zone. There was some early inside pressure from Arizona that prevented Channing from following him.
And I'm surprised ASU is going for the field goal. Kent Bostrom gets it. It's his second of the day. But that's a bit of a shocker. 4th and goal from the 1. But they were going against the 4th rushing defense team in the country.
Balance. It is stability based on planned diversity. Rockwell International's continuous growth results from a balance of businesses. Outstanding performance in electronics, aerospace, automotive, industrial automation, and general industries. Rockwell International, down-to-earth management and opportunities as limitless as space.
Listen to the heartbeat of America. Listen to the heartbeat of America.
When you know what you want, put yourself in today's Chevy Cavalier and listen to your heartbeat.
The heartbeat of America. Chevrolet. That's today's Chevrolet.
When does an Irish stew taste all-American?
You want the truth?
Even if you have to lie. When the Kavanaughs premieres Monday, December 1st on CBS.
There was a late flag while we were away. There was a late flag, and with a foot to go, Arizona State went for it, and James DeBow stifled ASU. Channing Williams.
You know, there's the old football adage about never taking points off the board. I agree with John Cooper's call there, even though they didn't make it. He took the 3 off the board because of the penalty and decided to go for it on 4th and a foot. But they're already in the Rose Bowl. I think it's a good call. I'm surprised he actually elected to kick the field goal the first time.
Let's take a look again. Channing Williams comes to the left, and watch number 38, James DeBow.
I tell you, this is great for James DeBow because he has been a man who's been picked on all year by the opposition. Has an interception today, too.
There's a quarterback sneak by Jenkins, and he surges out near the 6. Now let's get you up to date. Well, watch this. First of all, John Cooper elects to go for it and takes the points off the board.
I like the call. I really do. Again, they've been very, very successful. With that big offensive line that they have, those big tackles, you got Randall McDaniel in the backfield. You've got a foot to go on 4th down. You got to go for it.
Well, just to recap, while we were away, there was a late flag. They counted the Arizona players on the field goal and found there were 12 on the field. A penalty for illegal participation. And this play is run by David Adams. It'll be 3rd and about 2. So during that commercial break, John Cooper elected to take the 3 points off the board, go for it on 4th and a foot, and Channing Williams was strung out by James DeBow.
Birmingham, number 59, Jim Birmingham, he has played very well, very quick player off the ball. This means as much to these guys as it does to Michigan and Ohio State players, Auburn, Alabama type of players. Very important for these seniors.
4:18 to go, 3rd quarter. David Adams across to the 11-yard line. That'll be close for the 1st down. Once again, while we were away, there was a penalty. And so Arizona State elected to go for it on 4th and a foot.
And remember, Arizona State has been a terrific short yardage team this year. But that was man against man there, DeBow against Channing, and DeBow won that battle.
And as you see the replay, you hear the roar because David Adams got a 1st down for the Wildcats. John Cooper urging his team on. Clock is running with 4:02 to go, 3rd period.
Now that's twice this game that Arizona State has gotten the ball down inside the 2-yard line and come away empty. The opening drive, they fumbled, and then they didn't score there.
It'll be 1st down with 3:48 to go, 3rd quarter. 21-10, Arizona leads, going after their 5th in succession. Adams. Listen to the crowd.
He is fun to watch. He really is.
It's a great story that Larry Smith, the coach, tells about this young man. Watch him, and then we'll tell the story.
The great thing about David Adams is that he makes a lot of moves, but he's always gaining yards while he's doing that. Lots of guys dance around in the hole, but watch him make guys miss, but he's always getting upfield. See the little cut right there? Then he kind of weaves around another guy, and it gets to the outside, but he's always picking up positive yards.
That's good for another first down. Adams now with 60 yards on 13 carries. First down at the 26. 21-10, Arizona leads. They have not trailed. Jenkins with a play fake. Looks for Adams and finds him wide open. To the 43.
He really is fun. You know, as you watch him, though, he seems to always cut back to his left. He's always planting with his right foot and cutting back to his left. You know, he's a pretty good receiver. He scored on a touchdown earlier on, but again, watch here. He's going to, after he catches this ball, he's got pretty good presence. He's going to plant that right foot and cut back to his left into an open area. Right? About there. Boom. Makes some guys miss. Fun player to watch.
And that's good for another Arizona first down at the 42 after the big fourth down stop by James DeBow. Final 3 minutes winding down now in the third quarter of play. Wildcats hand it off, and that's a gain of about 6. I want to tell the story that Larry Smith tells about recruiting David Adams. The kid grew up here in Tucson, and when he was a junior, Larry Smith was recruiting one of his teammates and went out, as you look at Nebraska over Oklahoma, went out to watch him every game. And David Adams was playing and was not going to be highly recruited at 5'6", 167 pounds. And they were playing in the playoffs. And Larry Smith said, I'm down at the 5-yard line, and this sprite leaps from the 5-yard line and scores a touchdown. And he said, right then, I thought I wanted it. Well, then a year later as a senior, he still wasn't recruited. There's a flag thrown for delay of game. And when it came time to offer the scholarships, David Adams, 5'6", 167, came up for conversation among the coaching staff. The vote was 8-0 when the assistant coaches voted against giving him a scholarship.
Dead ball, false start, offense.
Larry Smith said, welcome to the benevolent dictatorship. I vote we give him one. And so by an 8-1 vote, David Adams got a scholarship to Arizona.
It's like a South American dictatorship, isn't it? That vote always counts.
Welcome to the Arizona junta.
I can't even find him there behind the offensive lineman. He is a delightful person as well.
Yes, he is. Went out and addressed his elementary school on success 2 days ago. Got a picture of him in the local paper here. Here's Jenkins looking deep. Intended for Derek Hill, incomplete.
You know, David Adams is such a threat all the time. They've had some success throwing the ball to him, and once on a screen, but a couple times over the middle. What I'd like to see is Arizona clear out with their wide receivers and tight end and then dump the ball to David Adams over the middle. Give him a chance to use that cutback ability that he has.
Here comes the Wildcat offensive line. 21-10 with 1:50 to go, third quarter. Senior quarterback Alfred Jenkins. Backs in the eye, blitz coming. David Adams. Watch this water sprite to the 44-yard line.
You know, when you are small like he is, you have to believe in yourself, and that's what he has, tremendous confidence. He's also a very good football player. Picks up a couple of nice blocks. Now, there was a blitz by Arizona State, so we made the first guy miss. He already had picked up 8 yards before the secondary people could come up and make the stop.
Adams now with 73 yards as he goes after his 8th game this year of 100 yards or more. First down and 10. Jenkins with a play fake. Pulls up. Finds Adams. It's been the Adams show. Well, let's update you on scores that are taking place down in the southwestern part of the country. As Southwest Conference football, Arkansas, A&M, of course, still battling for the Cotton Bowl host spot against Ohio State. Arkansas wins big against a demoralized SMU team. There is no love lost between Jackie Sherrill and Jim Wacker. That's obvious. And Freddie Akers' Texas team loses, so the Aggies with a half-game edge over Arkansas and Baylor. and Texas at 4-3. Art Greathouse, number 40, who will replace David Adams as the starter next year. Another Wildcat first down. They've moved from their own 1 to the ASU 32 after John Cooper elected to take points off the board.
Well, football is such a game of momentum, and twice now the Arizona defense has given their offense that momentum. You mentioned the stop right there, and the offense just kind of felt that surge and has brought the ball downfield.
There's an injured Wildcat, right knee it looks like. And because of his location, we can't quite see the number yet. It's Jeff Fairholm, number 18, the speedster from Toronto, Canada, who was our honoree at halftime. So time has been called because of the injury, and it comes with 39 seconds to go, third quarter.
Sometimes getting car financing turns out to be one long hassle.
What kind of car did you have in mind?
A Fiero.
Oh, an Italian car.
It's a Pontiac from General Motors.
They make Chevrolets, Oldsmobiles, Buicks, Cadillacs.
GMC trucks. This is none of my business, but those are not Italian cars.
Make it easy on yourself. Finance your car or truck right at your GM dealer with GMAC.
You understand, we do have to know what you want to do with all these cars.
Nobody knows more about financing and leasing cars than GMAC.
Who says you can't have old world taste and a new world waste? Old world aging and the new world's youthful spirit. Europe's finest hops in America's finest light beer. Michelob Light, old world quality from Anheuser-Busch. Michelob Light, the best of both worlds.
Michelob Light, oh yes you can have it all.
Every player dreams of it. Only one will come to own it. The most coveted honor in college football, the Heisman Trophy Award. Live December 6th on CBS Sports.
9,100-foot Mount Lemmon in the backfield, part of the Santa Catalina mountain range that surrounds this gorgeous city of Tucson, Arizona. 29 seconds to go, third quarter, and a 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Jenkins will hand it off to Art Greathouse. Huge hole. And all of a sudden, the Wildcats' offensive line is really working on this Arizona State defensive unit.
And one of the adjustments Arizona has made, Jeff Reinhardt, number 60, who was ordinarily a tackle, is playing tight end. And they're going an unbalanced line. And also number 67, Frank Ariola, is in the right part of your screen. He's going to pull Reinhardt's number 60. He knocks his man down. 67, Ariola comes right around. McLemore, number 20, gets a great block. And that is great team blocking there that allowed Greathouse to pick up the big game.
That's another first down.
Oh, that's good.
And that's the end of the third quarter. Larry Smith's Arizona team leads. We'll return to Arizona Stadium in Tucson after this message and a word from your local station.
Listen to the heartbeat of America. Listen to the heartbeat of America.
When you've got what it takes, put yourself in today's Chevrolet Celebrity Euro Sport and listen to your heartbeat.
Heartbeat of America. Today's Chevrolet.
Manage. To handle or direct with skill. Rockwell International Management stimulates the work of its 120,000 employees, 1 in 6 a scientist or engineer. Their elegant solutions to customer needs make Rockwell a world leader. Rockwell International. Managing high technology for global markets.
This is CBS.
Now is the time to make a brilliant move. Cadillac's prestigious Eldorados and Sevilles, with advanced technology and engineering, top-of-the-line domestic luxury, have never been more competitively priced. And if you buy now, before the tax laws change, you may be able to make interest and sales tax deductions for the last time ever on a luxury car. See your tax accountant and your Cadillac Super Network dealer today. Make some brilliant deductions during 1986.
The Camera Shop Incorporated and Olympus Cameras are teaming up for a great sale. Saving money is child's play on all Olympus products now through Sunday. For example, save $100 on a Movie 8 camcorder, or pick up the all-weather water-resistant Olympus Infinity. It's milk-resistant, too. Enjoy pre-holiday savings on the brand-new Olympus OM77 Autofocus SLR. Also save on Olympus flashes and lenses. But hurry, these prices are 4 days only now through Sunday.
I promise, you can depend on us at the Camera Shop, where the focus is on you.
Are record scams ripping you off? Monday at 6 and 11.
Watch the block here by Arriola. This is why this drive has been so impressive by Arizona. He's going to get matched up against the free safety, number 4, Willis, who's only 180 pounds. 67 right there. He weighs 273 pounds. Darren Willis, number 4, weighs 180. That's why Arizona is driving the football now against a pretty good Arizona State defense.
If I'm Darren Willis, I decide I want to play soccer. It's first down, Arizona, as we open the fourth quarter. Vern Lundquist, Pat Hayden, and John Dockery. The handoff, McLemore. He's down to the 11-yard line. This Wildcat team, after the fourth down stop by DeBow, has moved from their own 1 to the ASU 11 as we begin the fourth quarter. And Pat, the point ought to be made that on October the 11th, the Arizona Wildcats had an 18-0 lead over UCLA as we began the fourth quarter. If they win that game, and they wound up losing 32-25, this game is for the Rose Bowl.
But they made too many mistakes, but none of those today. Alfred Jenkins is playing very solidly. The offensive line has dominated here in the second half.
Here's the handoff to Greathouse. He's knocked down after no gain at the 11. It'll be third down. The other defeat on the Arizona ledger for the year, as Scott Stephen makes the tackle, was a defeat to Southern California. And so this team of Larry Smith is 7-2 with 2 games remaining. They've got this one, of course, and then they've got to go to Tokyo next week and take on Stanford.
Larry Smith is really trying to build tradition here, build a program. And unlike many coaches who are trying to get some cream puffs on their schedule, he is going out and trying to schedule the real tough teams.
Power eye set on 3rd and 2. It'll be 4th down. Chris McLemore stopped by Stacy Harvey. Let's see if we see the field goal unit. Remember, Max Zendejas was the All-American place kicker here. They thought they'd have a heck of a problem replacing him. Well, they got this young man out of California, a kid named Gary Costin. He is 18 of 20 this year, had 17 in a row at one point. And he reminds many in the Pac-10 of John Lee, great place kicker at UCLA. And he gets his first effort this afternoon. It'll come from 27 yards out. It's good, and Costin has missed only 2 this year. And the lead, again, as it was in the first quarter, is 14. Arizona on top.
79 Cadillac Fleetwood, 83 Buick Riviera,
Mr. Goodwrench has the parts.
Pontiac Fiero GT,
Parts for virtually every GM car on the road today.
Olds Cutlass Cruiser,
Genuine GM parts, the kind GM cars were designed to use.
GMC Jimmy 4x4,
So if your GM car is worth taking care of,
69 Z28 Camaro.
take it to Mr. Goodwrench. No one knows your GM car better. No one.
What is electricity? Who discovered it?
Benjamin Franklin found electricity because he was one of those people who know how to fly kites. And he took the kite up into the sky and thunder hit it. Electricity flowed through the kite into the metal key. The key went down the string into the flashlight, and the flashlight lit up.
The most important thing to know about electricity is it's there when you need it. Your electric company makes sure.
Electricity. Wow, that's a good name for this stuff.
A disgrace to some, an embarrassment to others, but to one state, Texas, he was a hero.
Remember the Alamo!
Sam Elliott is Houston, the Legend of Texas, tonight on CBS.
Just a moment ago, here was John Cooper talking to his defensive unit. Scott Stevens, second-team All-American.
Team looks a little flat, actually, here in the second half.
And Cooper's not. A little irate.
Very emotional guy.
Jeff Valder getting ready to kick off, number 19 for Arizona. Channing Williams and Bruce Hill of the deep man. 5-yard line. 24-10. And the Wildcat defensive unit talks things over on the bench. This has been an impressive Arizona Wildcat effort this afternoon. The scoreboard shows 32 minutes and 56 seconds. We're going to miss our plane.
John Cooper wishes there were 32 minutes, I guarantee you right now.
Well, they've had problems with the down and distance marker on the scoreboard all afternoon. I kept looking at it, and it would say 2nd and 43, 2nd and 22, and there's the correct time. So we'll not look to our left. There's Larry Smith having it explained to him by James Springer. He was the head coach at Tulane after having served as an assistant to Jim Young here, and then came back to Tucson 7 years ago. This, of course, is one of the classic rivalries in college football, as we told you at the top of the program. And this is a day of traditional rivalries. Penn State beats Pittsburgh in one of them, 34-14. Nebraska's lead is now 7 over Oklahoma in the 4th quarter. A great game today. Michigan goes to the Rose Bowl. USC and UCLA before 100,000 are scoreless. Washington leading by 21 in the 3rd quarter of their game. Squib kick taken short, dropped, picked up. Chris Garrett gets it and is run out of bounds at 35. Martin Rudolph makes the tackle. And elsewhere in college football, California leading Stanford 10-3 in the 3rd quarter. That's a surprise.
Joe Kapp's last game, that is a surprise.
Clemson in South Carolina 21-all. Boston College gets Holy Cross its first defeat of the year.
Oh my goodness, the game.
John Dockery's alma mater wins. The oldest rivalry, 122 years they played, and Lafayette wins this one. North Carolina over Duke by 7. And Mississippi defeats Mississippi State 24-3. 24-10 here with 12:50 to go. Van Raphorst comes right. Aaron Cox. That's his 6th catch of the day for an excess of 100 yards. Coming up tomorrow, the oldest rivalry in the National Football League, Green Bay and Chicago, and perhaps the most intense rivalry in the NFL, the 2nd game of the doubleheader. The Cowboys take on the Redskins. Now, he's got some rivals.
Yeah, he's having a good time, I guess. I wonder if he knows what the score is. Think he has any idea?
11 beers. 1st and 10. Van Raphorst, draw play. Hands it off to Darrell Harris to the 50-yard line.
The one thing that Arizona State has going for them here in the 4th quarter is that Arizona really has not slowed down Van Raphorst all day long. And so you have to come behind. They have a guy who's very capable of doing that in Jeff Van Raphorst. Very good throw and great speed on the outside between Cox and Bruce Hill.
Arizona State has averaged 46.7 points per game the last 4 outings. And they've got only 10 on the board today. They did take 3 off on their last possession when they elected to take a penalty and turn down a field goal they had made. Here's Van Raphorst. Nice pass. Oh, what a great touch. And Aaron Cox is having a huge day. That's his 7th catch. As we said in the first half, Jeff Van Raphorst's dad, Dick, was a place kicker for Ohio State back in '61. His team did not get to the Rose Bowl. Jeff will go, and John Dockery is with Jeff Van Raphorst's father.
You know, Vern Lundquist just explained to folks that you didn't go to the Rose Bowl back in 1961. 25 years later, your son is going.
Well, it's a big thrill for the family. We were disappointed then, but it's a lot more fun now.
Does it make up for what you're not going?
It certainly does. The parents are all done playing. It's fun to watch the kids have it.
Well, all right, you're watching him right now. He's being sacked. Certainly that's not what you want. But you made a good point. You made a good point, Dick, I thought. They do have the wind in the 4th quarter. Any advice for your son?
No, just trying to avoid those sacks and those turnovers.
What would you do if you were quarterbacking this team now?
Just what they're doing. They're taking away the deep pass, and I think you'll have to throw underneath. Have to be very patient. There's still a lot of time left.
Anything special at the Rose Bowl? Does Jeff have anything special planned for you?
No, we're just going to go up as a family 3 or 4 days early and enjoy every second of it. We love it.
Thanks a lot, Dick. Now back to you, Vern.
Sounds like he did more than place kick. It'll be 2nd down and 15. Draw play, or fake, rather. Van Raphorst, under some pressure, gets rid of it. And finds Jeff Gallimore, his tight end. Now for an update, let's go to Jim Nance in our New York studios.
All right, Vern, Jeff Jaeger has just tied an NCAA record for career field goals. This one, the second of the day, 79th on his career, ties John Lee last year out of UCLA. Let's go back to Vern and Pat.
That's great for Jeff Jaeger. He's been operating the last month or so on an injured left leg and knew he had a shot at that thing, and it was getting to him, but he was getting close and couldn't get there. On 3rd and 11, Van Raphorst with all day to throw it. What a terrific play to the 6-yard line. Bruce Hill.
Gosh, you have to love that. Again, the reason that Bruce Hill and Aaron Cox are getting so open, Vern, is because the tight end has opened those things up. They've gotten the ball to the tight end so much, you have to be concerned with them. You can't double cover the outside guys. Again, the crossing route, the man on the move is one of the best throws in football, I think. 29 is Hill. He catches the ball right on the move, and he's allowed to gain maybe 10 more yards after he catches the ball. That's a good throw.
This is a Rose Bowl team that is 9-0-1 as you look at Hill's stats for the day. And they trail by 14 with 10 minutes to go. 1st and goal at the 6. Van Raphorst and Darrell Harris. Tough to run against the Wildcats coming in on this drive. A total of only 76 yards on the ground. And Danny Lockett and Byron Evans make the tackle.
Every time Arizona State has gotten down here, remember they've gone down there twice and not scored, the tight end has been open for Arizona State, but they have not been able to get him the ball.
Van Raphorst, 327 yards today. Garrett brings the play in. Those of you who were not with us earlier on the opening series of this ball game, Arizona State fumbled at the 4, and they also turned down a field goal and had a 1-yard drive stopped on 4th down a moment ago. Pass in the end zone, incomplete. Intended for Darrell Harris. Brent Wood, the linebacker, was defending.
I tell you, that's good coverage by Brent Wood because he is covering Darrell Harris, who is much faster than he. But he kind of gets in his face there, so it has to be an absolutely perfect throw for him to be able to catch. And then he makes Darrell Harris pay a little bit for coming to his neck of the woods.
That'll bring up a 3rd. There's Brent Wood. He's a tiny guy, 5'10", 215, from Phoenix. Came down to Tucson to play. 3rd and goal. 2 wide receivers to the right side. On the roll, Van Raphorst looks back, nobody there. Freelances into the end zone, picked off, and the race is on. This is Chuck Cecil.
Some kind of player. I mean, he really is a great player. He blocks punts. He caused a fumble in the first half. And then he runs 100 yards.
Plus, he's a first-team academic all-conference player with a 3.43 in economics. And he just goes 100 yards with the interception. Gary Costin's extra point is good.
Arizona is made up of a bunch of guys who don't get recruited much. Chuck Cecil is a walk-on, a 3rd-team All-American. What Jeff Van Raphorst was trying to do, first of all, was throw the ball on a delayed to his tight end on the other side of the field. When he wasn't open, he came back to this side, to 2 wide receivers. But Cecil was not fooled when he started scrambling. Stayed on his man and then picked up a couple of blocks as he outran the Arizona State offense. Van Raphorst first looked to his left, came back to his right. Cecil stayed right at home. That is terrific defense.
100 yards officially, though he traveled 106.
To reach for something bigger.
master a more challenging world. To feel the confidence and pride of knowing who you are, what you can do. Show the world your U.S. Navy. Live the adventure. Call 1-800-327-NAVY.
Hello, I'm Leona, your automatic teller. Can I help you with a student loan?
No, a car loan, Leona. Fast forward.
A home improvement loan.
It's a General Motors car.
Don't get hassled when you finance a new car or truck. Get GMAC financing only at your GM dealer.
Is there someone live I could talk with around
Do we have one of our calendars? This is a farm calendar. We also have what they call a printing calendar. If I can only find it.
Listen to the heartbeat of America. Listen to the heartbeat.
When you want to feel the thunder, put yourself in today's Chevrolet Camaro IROC Z and listen to your heartbeat.
The heartbeat of America. Dave Chevrolet.
He's a junior from La Mesa, California. That is his 5th interception of the year. He goes 100 yards officially because as Anthony Parker looks on in despair, we can tell you that everything in college football is measured from the goal line as opposed to professional football. Not sure what John Cooper is. I know he's not.
I think he's asking about timeouts, how many timeouts he has, because the clock is wrong, and he does have 2 timeouts because Van Raaphorst called one earlier.
He's darn sure not giving him a hook 'em horn sign.
There's 2 timeouts. That's exactly what he signaled.
That is the 3rd time, Pat Hayden, that ASU has been inside the 5 and hasn't scored.
Terrific defense inside the 10-yard line by Arizona. Boy.
100 yards officially for Chuck Cecil. And Jeff Bowder will kick off. Channing Williams and Bruce Hill are the deep men. That goes out of bounds and will draw a flag to play a game.
One of the reasons Van Raaphorst threw this interception, because he was really under duress by 97 George Hinkle. Now Van Raaphorst is going to try to pull up and throw back all the way back on the other side of the field to his tight end. But the Arizona defense wasn't fooled, and then Van Raaphorst was just trying to find anybody. Cecil stayed at home and made the interception. But that's pressure, good pressure by George Hinkle. He showed some confidence bringing that one out, didn't he?
Well, he was 6 yards in. Absolutely.
Well, he ties the NCAA record because I'm sure some other people have gone 100 yards.
And in college football, no one can go any farther.
Isn't that a silly rule, I think it is?
It is. I didn't realize until our stat man, Dave Yagi, just said, no, it's got to be 100 officially, that they didn't measure it from the point of the interception. Because he was a good 6 yards in. 31-10. Under 9 minutes to go. That's taken short. Chris Garrett knocked out of bounds near the 41-yard line. As we told you, Arizona has won the last 4, and these game balls reside in Larry Smith's office. 28-18, 16-10, 17-15, and last year 16-13. Those are 4 of the 9 game balls that Larry Smith has in his office. There'll be a 5th one, apparently, to join that, barring a miracle here in the 4th period.
He's had some very big wins here trying to build this program over Notre Dame, over #1 ranked USC a number of years ago, has beaten UCLA.
Time has been called with 8:48 to go in the ball game.
Who says you can't have 100% imported hops and a less filling beer? Old world aging and a less filling beer. Smooth super premium taste and a less filling beer. Michelob Light, the best of both worlds.
Michelob Light, oh yes you can. Have it all.
It's one thing to say you fight friction. It's another thing to prove it. Kendall Motor Oil did. First, ordinary piston rings were plated with pure gold. Then, a prestigious independent laboratory ran them under stop-and-go driving conditions for 5,000 miles. The results? Look, Kendall protected the soft gold. A remarkable test only Kendall has taken. Now, doesn't that tell you something? Kendall Motor Oil, for protection worth its weight in gold.
Friday, the Terrapins of Maryland meet Virginia. And on Saturday, Lou Holtz leads Notre Dame against bowl-bound rival USC. A holiday weekend of college football on CBS Sports.
We're live at Arizona Stadium in Tucson, where the Arizona Wildcats are going after their 5th in a row. Vern Lundquist and Pat Hayden, along with John Dockery, their 5th in a row over ASU. Here's Van Raphorst. That's a nice grab at the 40-yard line. And let's bring you up to date now on what has happened to get us to this point. Alfred Jenkins hit David Adams to make it 7-0 midway through the first quarter. Then Arizona went up by 14 when Art Greathouse scored from 5 yards out. ASU began the comeback. A pass to Chris Garrett from Van Raphorst made it 14-7. Then a field goal just before halftime from Gary Bostrom. Kent Bostrom made it 14-10. In the third quarter, McLemore scored from 6 yards out to make it 21-10. That's set up by a long kickoff return. Costin's field goal from 28 made it 24-10. And then the interception return by Chuck Cecil of 100 yards has put us at 31-10 this current spot.
I think I'm really surprised Arizona State is not in a hurry-up offense. There were just about 8 minutes left in the ball game and down by 21 points. They need to be in a 2-minute offense. They're wasting too much time in the huddle.
Arizona State has outscored its opponents in the second half this season 158-31. That was prior to today. And here is Jeff Van Raphorst, who has scored for thrown for 339 so far. That'll be a motion call. Danny Villa, number 73, moved the right tackle.
Danny Lockett might have been in the neutral zone, though, as well.
Think so? Here's James Springer.
Usually call it on the offense, though.
The play was legal. No foul.
Now James Springer says no foul.
Somebody was moving there, I guarantee you, before the snap.
How could there not be?
Yeah, somebody was moving.
UCLA leads Southern Cal 7-0.
Again, Arizona State needs to be up and over the ball and not wasting any time.
See the cheerleader with the lei on, getting ready for the Aloha Bowl, but that's only after the trip to Tokyo next week. Van Raphorst, Aaron Cox, that's his 8th catch of the day in front of Eugene Hardy.
Again, I'll take Aaron Cox does a sensational job of getting a foot down here. Again, you know who he's picking on right there, number 38, poor old James DeBow, but actually he's got the short zone. The safety's got the deep zone. He goes up high, and he comes down with the left foot and gets it in. That's a very athletic play there by Cox.
Aaron Cox has 8 catches for 151 yards today. He had only 19 catches for the season coming in. 7:26 to go in the ball game. 31-10, Arizona leads as they go after one for the thumb, a 5th win over Arizona State. Channing Williams gets the grab at the 20.
Didn't Joe Green say that a few years ago?
Yeah, and it never happened. Remember when the Steelers won 4 world championships? Coming up next Saturday, Notre Dame and Southern California, 3:30 Eastern time. Pat and I will be joined by former Notre Dame coach Eric Parsegian.
Notre Dame has played an unbelievable schedule this year.
They have indeed. You've got some pleasant memories that I'm sure you'll revive in the next week or so, right?
I'll remind Eric of them, yes.
That's right. 2nd down and 1. Out of the shotgun, Jeff Van Raphorst. Into the end zone, Van Raphorst. Aaron Cox, touchdown. 6:47 to go.
Still got a ball game here, folks. This was what Jim Coletto, the offensive coordinator of Arizona State, felt that they could do, was work Cox to the outside where he catches a couple of balls, and then fake outside, break back to the inside. Again, poor old James DeBow was playing defense again, but this was set up. Remember earlier, he went to the outside and watched him fake outside, and then boom, right back to the inside. The safety is supposed to be taking away the inside of the field, number 22, Hardy, but he wasn't there. Great call, great scouting by ASU.
Aaron
I like
Cox, 9 catches, 171 yards. Bostrom's kick is good, and it's a 31-17 game as Aaron Cox gets the touchdown.
Listen to the heartbeat. Listen to the heartbeat of America.
When you have a style all your own, put yourself in today's Chevy Spectrum and listen to your heartbeat.
The heartbeat of America. That's today's Chevrolet.
Entrepreneur, one who assumes the risks of business. Rockwell International managers have the entrepreneurial freedom to move through the maze of business challenges. With advanced technologies and innovative quality products, Rockwell International entrepreneurs get results.
Tomorrow, 2 teams hot on the playoff hunt. The Cowboys battle the Redskins, and a fierce rivalry grows fiercer. Doubleheader action starts with the NFL today on CBS Sports.
Wide receiver Aaron Cox gets the touchdown with 6:47 to go. His 9th catch of the day for 171 yards. And Van Raphorst has thrown for 390. John Cooper's team not out of it yet, Pat.
They really aren't, because they march right down very quickly, and they've got a guy with a strong arm in Van Raphorst. They can do it.
63-yard drive in 5 plays. Art Greathouse lets it go over his head. Has to field it. And is tackled at the 11.
Boy, things are beginning to fall in place here now for ASU. If they can stop them, force ASU to punt, or force Arizona to punt, they're going to get good field position again.
That tackle made by Jeff Joseph. And the Wildcats of Arizona have the ball at their own 11.
You know, if you're the Arizona team, I think what you do is you keep using that offensive line that has dominated in the 3rd and 4th quarter. We've seen some great blocks thrown by Bachekis, number 50, and Reinhardt. If I'm the coach there, I get the ball to David Adams, get the ball in his hands.
First down from the 11, 6:42 remaining, 31-17. Arizona leads. There's David Adams. Burst up the middle, out to the 23, first down.
That's one of the big plays of the ball game, because the momentum had shifted to Arizona State. We talked about the offensive line, how they've controlled it here in the second half. Toffelmeyer, the center, gets a pretty good block. The right guard, Areola, again blocks well. And David Adams kind of picks his way through just a skinny little hole there.
Adams with 85 yards. He is in search of his 8th 100-yard-plus rushing effort of the day. 2 minutes to go in that game. Nebraska hangs on to a 7-point lead. First down and 10. Split backs. David Adams, cutback play. Starts left and goes right, out to the 29.
Well, you know, this is something that nobody has done to the Arizona State defense this year, is been able to control their defensive front. And that's just what Arizona has done this second half.
John Cooper very much wants to be one of 3 undefeated teams going into New Year's Day Bowls. His team has 1 tie, but they face a 14-point deficit right now, 31-17 with 5:40 remaining. On second down, Jenkins with his back split behind him. Charles Webb, number 34, runs into the arms of Skip McClendon.
Now, with Oklahoma possibly losing, too, this would have been a chance for Cooper's team to really move up in the polls as well.
If Oklahoma does lose to Nebraska and had Arizona State won, or if they do, they probably would have been number 3. That's another Arizona first down.
Arizona State's defense has to do something now. They have to cause or create a fumble. They have to go after the ball and strip a ball carrier of the ball.
Rushing yardage today, Arizona 179 to ASU's 80. First and 10, the Wildcats trying to go 8-2 for the year. David Adams sticks his head down and picks up 1. Stacy Harvey, the linebacker, makes the tackle, number 57. Coming up tomorrow on the NFL Today on CBS, We begin at 12:30 Eastern Time with the NFL today. Then Green Bay versus Chicago. Most of you will see that, plus other regional action. And then the Cowboys take on the Redskins. A critical game for Dallas as they trail both the Giants and the Redskins by 2. That's coming up tomorrow, the NFL today. It begins at 12:30 Eastern Time. 4:35 to go in the ball game. 31-17, Arizona over Arizona State. And Jenkins to throw for one of the few times in the game. Incomplete, and had him open.
He had him wide open. One good thing Alfred Jenkins is doing here is using all 25 seconds before the ball is snapped. That time, the 25-second clock, what Jenkins can see as he's underneath the center, was down to 1 before he snapped the ball.
That stops the clock with 4:22 to go. And the 4th-ranked team in the land is not thrilled with the way things have gone.
Yeah, they just not have looked really on rhythm all day today. They just haven't been fired up.
Here comes Arizona, 3rd down and 9. Charles Webb. That'll bring up a punting situation, though, and the Sun Devils will get it back. And the kick will come into a fairly stiff breeze.
And they'll be punting to Anthony Parker, the leading punt returner in the nation, averaging 22 yards a punt return.
There's Chuck Cecil, who had a 100-yard interception return for a touchdown that gave Arizona a 31-10 lead, and Ruben Rodriguez is on to punt. Well, we haven't had many punts in the ball game today. This will be only the 3rd for Rodriguez. Anthony Parker, with a better than 22-yard average, is back to return it. A 10-man front. See if ASU's coming after it. Larry Smith said to Rodriguez, "Just kick it high." There's the attempt at the block.
Man, they almost got that one.
Boy, it's a sky-high kick, though, and Parker grabs it at the 30.
I don't know how they missed that ball, actually. I really don't know how they missed it. Greg Clark, number 36, I think went right through his arms. Now, Arizona State is normally a punt return team, but down by what they are, they came with 10 men. Right up the gut, 36 is Greg Clark. He lays that, and it goes right through his hands. I'm not sure how he missed that. You know, interesting, the Arizona team, when they're trying to block a punt, they don't lay out. They run right through the punter.
Out of the shotgun, the Sun Devils get it back with 3:31 to go, and they're down by 14. Van Raphorst, deep pass for Hill, intercepted by Martin Rudolph. Still on his feet to the 11-yard line. His 4th of the year.
I'll tell you what, if you're a defensive back, this is exactly the kind of situation obviously you want to be in, where you had the other team has got to throw the ball downfield. You can't even dump the ball off to a back. So you play nice and loose. Martin Rudolph just laying back, playing a zone out here, reading the quarterback's eyes. Now Van Raphorst gets a little bit of heat, overthrows the ball. Chuck Cecil puts the heat on him, and Rudolph makes the interception, makes a terrific run after he intercepts the ball. Gives it as Walter Payton in the one hand there. And a nice little run. Turnovers really has been the story of the game. Arizona State only with 11 coming into the ball game all season.
A fumble recovery on the opening series, and then 3 interceptions. And there's a mix-up in the backfield. Scott Stephen makes the stop on David Adams, but the clock winds down to nearly 3 minutes to go.
Now this takes the edge a little bit off the Arizona State season, too. You know, they've had a tremendous season. They're in the Rose Bowl, but it's going to really take that edge off. They're going to have to build themselves back up, and John Cooper's going to have to get his team ready to play a very good Michigan ball club on January 1st.
2:47 to go as the Wildcats go after their 5th win in a row against ASU. Split backs behind Alfred Jenkins. And Arizona's about to go 8-2 for the year as they head to Tokyo to take on Stanford next Saturday. And then they will play in the Aloha Bowl. Charles Webb runs into Dan Saliamua, number 98.
We talked as this being one of those rivalries you don't know much about. I think it's lived up to what we expected.
Time has been called. Arizona leads by 14.
You're always reaching higher. nothing's gonna stop you. You're ready for the test.
Who's got the bridge? Bridge coming up.
Light Fighters, the new light infantry. No matter where you are, in the jungle, the Arctic, the desert, or the mountains, you run out of day before you run out of challenge.
You know, all this talk about building your confidence might sound like a lot of hype. Let me tell you, hype doesn't get you to the top of this rock.
All that you can be.
Look out. What? The elevator's here.
All that you can be. Find your future in the army.
Friday, the Terrapins of Maryland meet Virginia. And on Saturday, Lou Holtz leads Notre Dame against bowl-bound rival USC. A holiday weekend of college football on CBS Sports.
We're in Tucson, Arizona. 2:29 remaining. Arizona on top of Arizona State, 31-17, as the Wildcats are on the verge of going 8-2 for the year. And here are the turnovers. 3 touchdowns out of the first 3. And now I think Arizona will be content to run out the clock in the final 2:29. They've got a 3rd and 11. Having said that, Jenkins rolls out to throw. Still running. And he'll be down at the 9-yard line. 2:20 to go. Stacey Harvey makes the tackle. Oklahoma playing Nebraska in the Big 8 this afternoon, and Keith Jackson, not the announcer, has just caught a touchdown pass, and Barry Switzer elected to go for the tie with a minute remaining because if they tie, Oklahoma goes. It's currently 6-0 against 5-1.
Well, I understand going to the Orange Bowl, but I never like a coach electing to go for a tie.
Switzer decided to go for the tie at 17-all, Oklahoma and Nebraska. Our score 31-17 with 2:14 to go.
And that game is amazing. Oklahoma was one of the most explosive offensive teams I have ever seen. Absolutely incredible.
There's Larry Smith, who has made his home in Tucson for the last 7 years. We were delighted, of course, Pat and I and John Dockery, when we got the assignments to come down here, but I think the most excited people on our crew were Vin DeVito, our broadcast associate, and Kathy Barretto, our associate producer, because they got to get out of New York and get down here in the sun.
They managed to enjoy themselves.
Gary Costin is on the field to try the field goal. He's only missed 2 all year, and this will come from the 17. 27-yard effort. Kick is up. Like a wedge shot. And it's 34-17 as Costin gets his 20th of the season. Remaining in the game. Arizona has doubled the output of Arizona State, and they did so because of the turnovers, 3 pass interceptions, and a fumble recovery. Well, coming up next week was the USC Notre Dame game. In 1974, Southern California took on Notre Dame. I think the guy standing to my right might remember this, the Trojan Horse. And then Notre Dame scoring early as Mark McLean scores to go up. 24-0. 50 seconds to go, and listen.
3 yards deep. Would he go? 103 yards. 103 yards, a new NCAA record.
Ara Parseghian looking much younger then. And here's a guy who also looks much younger then. Pat Hayden, the quarterback of Southern Cal, to his roommate and best friend, J.K. McKay. A guy with hair.
A lot more of it in those days, yeah.
55-24 the final. Pat will be there, so will Ara, and I will as well next week. 30:30 Eastern time. There he is. Turn around and show him the back.
The little monkey's behind there. Huh?
That's right. Well, we'll have fun next week as Southern Cal takes on Notre Dame.
That's a great rivalry, too. I want to tell you what.
2:14 to go in the ball game. And the ball is taken at the 35-yard line.
You know, we talked to Larry Smith about all the big wins he's had at Arizona because he's had quite a few of them. You know, again, Notre Dame and against USC and UCLA. And, of course, the 4 over Arizona State. But he said this one, because they were going to the Rose Bowl, was just as big.
He has aspirations of a top 10 finish, which would be the first time that Arizona has ever finished in the top 10.
Well, as tough as the Pac-10 has been this year, if he can win the next 2 ball games, he deserves it.
Will win here today to go 8-2, heads to Tokyo to take on Stanford, then goes to the Aloha Bowl. There's Bruce Hill, and that's out of bounds at the 45 with 2:06 to go in front of Martin Rudolph. And Van Raphorst is about to go over 100 or 400 yards for the day.
I'll tell you what, they felt that they had to throw the ball to win the ball game, but they certainly didn't want him throwing for over 400 yards.
Matter of fact, he's thrown 50 times today.
You can't do it that way. And again, the offensive line for Arizona State, which really has been their strength offensively, was taken out of the ball game by halftime.
Stretch of the chain with 2:06 to go. And that's good for the first down. (34-17) Arizona leading a Rose Bowl bound Arizona State University Sun Devil team.
You know, I'm sure John Cooper is very disappointed, and it isn't beyond the realm of possibilities, had they won, that they could have even won a national championship. I mean, I know Penn State and Miami would have tied, but it could have happened.
Right. Van Raphorst officially with 3:99 in the ball game. And for the 51st time, he throws it. Screen pass. Now he's across 400. Paul Day makes the grab, number 22. And James DeBow, number 38, who has an interception today, makes the tackle. Chevy most valuable players of the game today for Arizona State. Aaron Cox with a season-high 9 receptions, 171 yards, and 1 touchdown. And we got together and decided that the entire Arizona defensive unit, 4 turnovers and 1 touchdown. They have held ASU to 80 yards rushing, and in all of their honors, $1,000 scholarships go to the General Scholarship Fund of each university. That pass is caught at the 27-yard line by our Chevy MVP, Aaron Cox. He's now in double digits. That's 10 for the day.
Well, both these coaches have tall tasks preparing their teams for the next game, though. You know, Arizona goes over to Tokyo to play a very good Stanford team, and this is an emotional high for them, but they've got to get ready to play a good team in difficult circumstances in Tokyo. And, of course, John Cooper has to get his team to get ready to play a big Rose Bowl game.
They will face Michigan in the Rose Bowl. Ohio State is bound for the Cotton Bowl, where they will take on Texas A&M or Arkansas. That's not yet decided. And Baylor still has a mathematical shot, I think. It's very confusing. Here's Van Raphorst. Oh, boy, as he belted. Jim Birmingham got him right about the time he let it go. $58,000 gathered here in the sunshine of Tucson, Arizona this afternoon. What's going to happen after the game? Well, let's go find out from John Dockery.
Well, Vern, I'm sure many of them have the idea, the American tradition of tearing down the goalpost. But if you look closely on the goalpost, you'll see that brown substance. That's STP grease. And if that doesn't work, well, then there'll be police handcuffing people. And if that doesn't work, they're going to turn on the sprinkler system. I better get out of here.
That sprinkler system idea doesn't work real well either. That happened down at the Auburn-Georgia game. There's Stein Koss making a grab. Boy, those goalposts look nasty.
Yeah, I wouldn't be trying anything like that. They're really trying to discourage some people, I guess.
54 passes for Van Raphorst now, 437 yards.
And regardless of this game, Arizona State has had a sensational year, and John Cooper really should be congratulated for beating USC and UCLA in their backyard and in a very good Washington team.
And despite the sadness reflected in that face, ASU is going to the Rose Bowl. There's Van Raphorst with a fumble at the 20. It'll be 4th down with 90 seconds to go in the game. Coming up tonight on CBS, our Saturday movie, Houston, the Legend of Texas. Folks in Dallas-Fort Worth might argue about that. And it stars Sam Elliott. It's a story of hero Sam Houston. Ah, now I understand. And here on 4th down is Van Raphorst. Incomplete. Stops the clock with 1:06 remaining, and Arizona gets it back. So Jeff Van Raphorst completes his afternoon with 38 completions on 55 attempts for 437 yards, and Oklahoma has gone on top of Nebraska with a field goal late, very late in the game. 9 seconds remaining.
I tell you, good football teams like Oklahoma just find a way to beat you, even in very difficult places like Lincoln.
Andy Crouch, a senior who started 2 weeks ago at Washington State, is in for the final few snaps. That's a nice little gesture by Larry Smith. There was a lot of speculation before this game that Andy Crouch might get the start here. And instead, Alfred Jenkins, who had started 30 previous games, got the nod. And even though it's not going to amount to anything, it's kind of nice to see Andy Crouch get to take a couple of snaps to end the game.
Well, when you have a traditional rivalry like this, you want to get as many players, some of these guys who will never play football again after this season, a chance to get in the game and say they played against Arizona State.
Andy Crouch is from Vista, California. And with 30 seconds remaining, he'll drop down again. Arizona leads this series 33-26. It'll now be 34-26. And the series began in 1899 when the school in Tempe was called Tempe Normal. And Larry Smith has now defeated ASU 5 years in succession. He's going to ride all the way to Tokyo. Now let's go down to John Dockery.
Coach, it's kind of wild down here. You're not going to the Rose Bowl, but you beat the Rose Bowl.